What's up, everybody? Welcome. Today, actually, we're gonna, well, not we, I am gonna film my first ever Q&A video. And as you can see, I'm prepared. Coffee, my notebook. I try actually to start journaling more and write down stuff because I forget. And I forget things all the time. So hopefully this will help. Now, for the 2 years that I've been doing this, and I'm having this YouTube channel, there's some questions that are, I've been asked over and over again, and they're still being asked to this day. So I figured, why not answer them and have our first Q&A video. Now, let's start with the professional stuff first, and I'll move on to, some off topics. So the first question that I've always got is, do I do everything alone? Yes, I do. In the first couple of months of this channel, I was actually working with another videographer, and he was helping me, he was working with me, he was filming me, helping with the edits because I was very inexperienced. So later on I continued doing this myself. So right now I'm doing pretty much everything, which is considering shooting, playing, obviously, recording, editing audio, editing video, posting, pretty much everything. The second question is, do I have a band? No, I do not. Now, the third option, which is again connected with what I'm doing, obviously, is how long I've been playing and am I self-taught or not? Well, I've been playing now for probably 13 years. I started in late 2008, and I wasn't always as serious about drumming as I am now. So it's safe to say that more than half of these 13 years have been just a hobby, just playing here and there and learning the drums, which I still do. I am almost entirely self-taught. The first maybe about 9 months I went to lessons, to private lessons, and there I was learning all the rudiments, all the basic musical theory, what was what and stuff like this. But after that I purchased my first kit. So the first 9 months I was just practicing on a practice pad, nothing else. So after these 9 months I purchased my first drums. Actually, this is my first drum set. I didn't have any other drums besides these. So for my full journey I've been playing only one set, and that's the one behind me. That's Sonar 507, if I'm not wrong. It's an entry Sonar kit, and it has seen a lot. It's seen live shows, it's seen recordings. After these initial 9 months, I just went on and taught myself the rest. And most of it is playing songs, really. I mean, I am doing exercises, and I still do sometimes, but my main focus has always been playing music. So everything that I can and everything that I am as a musician is purely because of all the songs that I've learned and that I've played. So I guess this is the long path and this is the hard way to do it, but I'm not very academical. So I prefer learning by doing, real stuff. I might be wrong, and probably I am, but this is just the way I am doing things. Now, there are a lot of questions, and to be honest, I was surprised, and people are asking me what my workouts look like, what I'm eating, what my, diet is like. My sport is calisthenics, which, for those of you who don't know, is basically exercises using entirely only body weight, and you need some facilities like a pull-up bar or dip bars or something. And sometimes you don't even need that. All you need is the ground. So I focus mainly on big compound movements. I really don't like doing isolation exercises, and basically what I'm doing is pull-ups, push-ups, dips, squats, rows, and that's it. No fancy stuff, no weights, no dumbbells. I'm injured or something, I might use bands just to offload a little bit of my body weight, but pretty much that's all. And what my workouts look like: big compound movements. It's very simple because it's time consuming, and those of you who train know that. So what I would do is I would work out 4 days a week, and that would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are the strength work, the hypertrophy work, where I will just do regular grunt dumb exercises like pull-ups, like 5 sets of pull-ups, 5 sets of dips, 5 sets of rows, 5 sets of push-ups, and 5 sets of squats. That's it. And different variations, but these are the main exercises. If the push-ups are too easy, well, I will do, diamond push-ups, archer push-ups, pseudo planche push-ups or something like this, but there's still gonna be push-ups. So based on how I'm feeling, how well I've been feeding myself, how well I've slept and stuff like this, I would just do different variation, but this is my workout. And it takes up about, maybe an hour and a half. I'm resting around 1 to 2 minutes because I'm trying to push myself. And then on Sundays, I have dedicated this for skill work. So on Sundays, I would go a little, slower, I would go a little lighter, and I would train specifically for some skill, some fancy looking movement that I want to learn or, master. So right now, every Sunday, I'm training and working out towards making my muscle ups cleaner, because I can do muscle ups, but I'm not satisfied with how they look, how I perform them. I'm keeping way too much, so I'm just trying to make them as clean as possible and do a better form. And I'm working out muscles and movements that can be directly transferred to my muscle ups. As for the eating, well, I eat a lot and I try to eat clean, but saying that I eat clean would be a lie. So again, just like working out, I just focus on regular idiot-proof meals, nothing fancy, nothing too extravagant, something that's both cheap and good for you, whole foods, meat and stuff like this. And every once in a while, I would eat a pizza or a burger or similar junk or an ice cream. And now, the last question. My tattoos. So my first tattoo ever that I ever did, had made, whatever, was this right here, which is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but it's Memento Mori. It's in Latin. I'm pretty sure you know what that means, but for those of you who don't know, there is a whole legend that the Roman emperors had a dedicated servant who on their parades, their victory parades, would walk just beside them or behind them, and would every now and then would remind them and tell them Memento Mori, which roughly translated means remember death, or if you put a little more spin into it, is like remember that you're mortal, and all things have a beginning and an end. You're not eternal. Your fame, your glory, nothing lasts forever. So basically, keep your ego in check. You can consider it that way. Now, after this one, the second one that I got was again in Latin, and I have a total of 3 Latin sentences or sayings on my arm. So the second one was, well, actually I heard it in a video game the first time. It's from Assassin's Creed back in the days, and it said, for those of you who are majors in Latin, please forgive me. I don't know how this is pronounced, so I guess this is pronounced nihil verum omnia licita, which means nothing is true, everything's permitted. And this doesn't have so much to do with the actual video game and, you know, showing my fandom towards it. It's more like the meaning. Now the third one is the last Latin sentence. And again, I'm sorry, it's fortuna amat paratum, which is fortune loves the prepared. And it's a funny story because the original saying was in English, which was victory loves the prepared, but victory in Latin was Victoria. So this is a woman's name, and I just, back when I had this done, I just didn't feel comfortable with having a woman's name on my arm. Not that I have anything to do with any Victoria or something, but it's like I was able to foresee some complications down the line eventually. So I decided to substitute fortune for, you know, victory. And there is, at least I don't know for a woman called Fortuna, so this is it. The next one that I did was the lion. Again, I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see that, but it's very simple. Lion. My zodiac sign is Leo, and I take pride in that, so pretty much self-explanatory. I love lions. I'm a lion, Leo, whatever. It's cool. So the lion started my history with animals as my tattoos. So after the lion, I had this raven done, which is right here. And again, this is something that has symbolism. In Norse mythology, ravens are the bearers of wisdom, the guardians between worlds, and I also love ravens and crows. Moving to the other side of my body, my chest tattoo, which I don't know if you'll be able once again to see well enough. It's that's right, it's The Witcher. I am a huge fan of The Witcher, and you know, I'm one of those hardcore Witcher fans, which I've read the books, all the books, maybe, I don't know, 3 times or 4 times. I know the story by heart. I love the story. You know, it's great for me. This is the greatest fantasy ever written, and you know, the game and the movie, they're a whole nother topic. I love the game. The movie is good. Henry's doing a great job, actually. And I think Freya is doing an awesome job as Ciri as well. But for me, this is where it ends. So, yeah, I love The Witcher. And this is an artwork which is basically face, which is half wolf and half Geralt, because he's the white wolf, for those of you who don't know. And this was the most painful tattoo that I had on my body. So moving to the other arm, I have the infamous Spartan, which is actually Leonidas. And the people who know me and have talked with me for more prolonged periods of time know that I am crazy about just as I'm crazy about The Witcher, I'm crazy about, you know, all things Spartan and Spartans and their culture and their values and, you know, their way of life. And basically in Spartans I still find inspiration, and throughout the years those inspirations have changed, but they're still relevant. So you know, at the very beginning I was enamored the fact that they were, you know, grinding hard, and they were basically at some point in time they were the best military ever, and I love military stories, especially ancient history, ancient military, gladiators, Spartans, Roman Empire. I love it all. I was inspired by, obviously the story for Thermopylae and the 300 Spartans and their bravery and facing death. And as the time progressed, I found more and more stuff to be impressed by, maybe because I progressed as a human too. So now not only all these things move me, but now I find more meanings, like their core beliefs about human nature and about a man's place in the world, being in this state of ataraxia, which is calmness and in control of your actions, of your thoughts, of your emotions. So yeah, I'm crazy with Spartans. And on the inner side of the arm, it's a Spartan again. It's again Leonidas. And on his helmet, I'm sure you won't be able to see this because I'm far away and it's really not so visible. But on his helmet, I wanted my tattoo artist to engrave Molon Labe, or whatever it's pronounced, which is again the phrase that Leonidas shouted to the Persians when they they demanded the Spartans to give up their weapons. And he shouted this phrase, which basically means come and get them. And the last one for now is this one right here. And probably this is the most sentimental one. It's actually like this. It's a little upside down, and it's very simple. It's a silhouette of rabbit in a field in his memory and in his honor, because he was the greatest pet ever. I had this done, and yeah, I tend to get pretty sentimental, so this is like a tombstone but on my arm. So that was the questions that you've asked me the most throughout these 2 years. There probably will be more Q&A videos down the line if I collect enough questions and if you're interested in enough stuff about me. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching me. And also, if you want to get closer, if you want to talk with me on a regular basis, or you just like what I'm doing and would like to support me, you can check the description below this video and help me out either by becoming my Patreon, getting something from my merch store, or if you don't have time and you wouldn't like to spend anything, please consider subscribing, sharing, commenting, liking. It makes a difference. It really does. And it helps channels like mine to grow. So, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned.